Salut, on est Mutiny on the Bounty et vous regardez Demented TV.
Hello, we're Mutiny on the Bounty and you're watching Demented TV.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Well, you came up with
yeah, this is like
the guitar idea.
Yeah, the guitar idea is mostly like kind of an experimentation with like pedal effect pedal, and yeah, that's how the idea came along. Like it's really twisted effect, and which is doing like this kind of calypso guitar line. And yeah, I just proposed it to the other guys, and yeah, we came along like with this first idea with the really groovy first part of the song.
Yeah, well, when I heard the guitar part, I had an idea for a drum beat on it. So, and I think it was pretty much the opposite of what you heard.
Yeah, like always.
Like always, but it just sounded great. I thought at the time, and I still think. So yeah, I just came up with the idea to make a groovier beat on it, and yeah, from there on we just wrote the song. And I mean, the idea for the bass was to be as simple as possible and as groovy as possible.
The song actually evolved from like a lot over the months. This is a song we actually worked for a couple of months because we had like the first part, and then rehearsed like we had like the song was completely different at some point with way more like parts and everything in the song. And then we got back to Jan's studio for a week, like the place where we recorded, and we just like stripped the whole song down and recreated something new out of it to keep more this dancey feeling out of the song, I guess, because it was trickier at first probably, and it just went to be like a dance song in the end.
We changed a lot. Like at the beginning we had a structure and we weren't quite sure about it, and the purpose of going to this studio was to work with a producer actually, and to get his idea of the songs. We listened to those songs like 1,000 times, didn't know where to go with it.
Especially anymore. This one, to be honest.
Especially this one. It was really good to have an opinion from a person outside of the band, and he is a really good musician, very talented producer, so he could tell us in which direction to go, or he could propose in which direction to go, and we pretty much liked what he was proposing. And yeah, so we built it up the song from that point on, and then it came all together to grow to this song, which is now called Michael Jackson. We had a different structure, and there was some point where we were stuck with the song. We didn't know where to go with it.
All the parts we actually have, they was already existing, but like he just like made everything come together in a way, because we had maybe two or three more riffs, I guess, in the song.
Yeah, well, he made us, and that was a good thing. That's stuff which I really like. He made us start from scratch. It was like, start with the first riff, show me what you play as a first riff, what is your second idea, how do you go to the next one, etc. And so we were building it up again, and he was giving his ideas about how it should sound or not. A lot of people know this show called Soul Train, which is like a show from it started in the 60s, 70s. It was pretty big at that time. It was an all Afro-American dance show, and they were presenting all the new artists in soul, funk, and even pop music, and people danced to it. They just danced to the music and showed their new dance moves, which they pretty much invented most of the time. And as a kid, I watched that show with my mom, and I was stunned from the first moment on. I really liked that show, and it never got out of my head. I always wanted to do a video, kind of an homage to that thing, but do it differently, not just copy it, but do it, I don't know, in our funny kind of way, because you know, like the people that it's all friends of us dancing in that video. We had 2 days we built the whole decoration, the lights, and we changed the name slightly from Soul Train to Soul Tram. And then we invited all of our friends to come over and dance to this thing. And we just told them, do whatever the fuck you want, just go crazy. And there were a few dancers, to be honest, like, and they showed some really good moves. But for the rest, it was just on purpose. Like, we're not those really cool guys showing the new moves, but there's like random white dudes not being so groovy and just having fun with the music, you know. It's a controversy, like, it's not really funk or soul music, but it all fits together of the song with the dance moves. Personally, for me, there's like a groove thing going on in this song, especially on the bass line and the drum, like the rhythm section, which reminds me a lot of like older Michael Jackson stuff, and I'm like a big fan of it and blah blah. So, you know, it seemed to me it seemed to be a funny idea to make like to honor Michael Jackson, whatever, you know, like his music which inspired fucking everyone, but not calling it Michael Jackson, but making the name a little special, and that was the whole idea behind it. There's no special thing actually. And while we are instrumental band, well, it all came together actually.
Yeah, we just like thought that for the new record, like the songs were working together without having any vocals on it. And so we pushed a bit more like all the melodies in order to have like the guitar lines singing, because like Mutiny on the Bounty sound has always have been like pretty full with a lot of information and everything, and on this record what we wanted to do was like to have a bit more air to riff, sometimes having really quieter moments and stuff like that. And we listened the songs, we just were like, yeah, they're actually working out this way, so why add some vocals on it? They don't really need it.